Good afternoon. So, been a enjoyable and busy couple of days as someone celebrated their birthday on Monday. Had a trip out to Yorkshire, beautiful countryside. Luckily, parts not affected by more fires that are going on around Cheshire at the moment. Enjoying rather hot weather here in the UK, which is pretty unusual. We do get the odd hot day, but we don't usually get very long dry spells, which we're getting at the moment. Anyway, just felt I haven't done a longer video in a couple of weeks or since last week, so I found Diana Cooper's Archangel Animal Oracle cards and thought, right, let's do a read and see what we get out. So yesterday was also the new moon in Cancer, and also we've had Mercury, Kazemi, the Sun in Cancer as well at the weekend. So realistically, with a lot of the energies around Cancer, there's a lot of people are probably feeling quite a lot about changes of location, how they relate to home, their security. Maybe there's been discussions as well coming up about possible moves, and people returning to old locations. Energies building this week. We've got the bucket, or I prefer the basket formation coming up on the 19th, 20th, where we have 5 planets sextile at 4 degrees of various sites. And if you have anything around 4 degrees of Sagittarius, it actually makes a 6-pointed star. So having looked at the astrology, there are going to be several generations who are going to find that this will be a significant time for them. Right, anyway, okay, let's just split these cards and see what we get. I'm just going to check and see. Oh, I'm not really prepared today. Right, it's a little bit close at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to shift these all in. I just want to see any particular card palette that you want to use. What's that one doing? Just that one, okay. I'm not doing this at my usual desk. There has been a lot of I won't say exactly what's going on, but there's been a lot of house tidying going on recently, which is still a work in progress. Right, let's see. Okay, and that one. Okay, there we go. Just going to knock these down and see which other cards need to come out, really, if we can. Sorry, I'm not getting all the cards out on here. I've gone quite tight on. Okay. So that was nope, and that's yes. Okay. There we go. Right. Got 4 cards. And let's see what information we're getting from these. Right. Oh, lovely. Happy with that one. So, quite a mixed bag of cards. Kind of gone wild and domestic. Right, so first card we got is Tiger. Accept your magnificence. Relating to Archangel Raphael. We've got sheep, act with fortitude and cooperation. Archangels Gabriel and Hope. The guinea pig came out on its own. Do your part to illuminate the universe. Archangel Mary. And then the last one is elephant, open yourself to true abundance. Archangels Michael and Raphael again, which is quite interesting. So those two came out with another card. So let's just see if I can squeeze all these in so you can have a look at them. Okay. Right. So what are we getting today? I get that we have to combine our two sides of nature. So we have the wild, untamed side, and then on the other side we have the domesticated side. So realistically what it's saying to me is that we're at a point where instead of us following the crowd, being reliant on others to care and look after us, that we ourselves need to make a step into owning our own power and our own strength. And then we actually become the leaders of our own little communities. At the moment, as well, what I would say is with the sheep as well, the sheep can be easily led or directed. And in a lot of the political world, I think that's where, not everyone, but there are quite a few sheep who are willing to follow the wolf in a fleece. And realistically, it's time that people start seeing who's actually there. Because the wolf, although the wolf's not here, too many sheep have been willing to follow the wolf on a path of destruction, diversion, separation. Now, the interesting thing with the tiger is known as a solitary animal. And what I get with this is that this is where we have to move our energy. So rather than going with the crowd following the wolf, we need to step into our own power. We need to make our own decisions. And we need to be clear about what is being given as guidance by people who really don't have the highest good for all in mind. I think it's interesting that the elephant card came out at the end, and obviously it embraces Mary and Raphael, almost saying that if we can embrace the two sides, obviously elephants are well known for their community groups within family, that the female matriarch holds as much power as the dominant male, that they're incredibly intelligent animals. And I'm also getting with that it's time for the elders of the community to start passing on guidance to the younger. Because the issue we have at the moment is, especially with the media, and media at the moment, the media will become more prevalent as Uranus moves through Gemini, because Uranus, being the planet of shock surprises but also innovation, is in the sector of the zodiac that speaks about communications and different ways of communication. The leaps that we have made forward in the past 20 or 30 years is astounding, especially when you look at how long it took us to evolve in the 20th century. So overall, the message that I think we need to know is, don't be a sheep, don't be a blind follower. Use the wisdom of the tiger. Do your own research. Look deeper beyond the superficial messages that might be given. And if you're in a place of being an elder, a leader, that it's time that we start embracing that community spirit again and coming together as one for the sake of the planet and for the sake of ourselves. It's no good us evolving and having dramatic changes and new weaponry and new means of communication if the only reason that is being done is to benefit the finances of others. Have a look at the ones that are saying they are the leaders. Look at the messages that they try to hide, where they deny. Use your own intuitive nature to actually decide what needs to be done. I think I'll leave it there. Hopefully some of you get some use out of this. The rest of July is looking to be quite changeable. And I would also say, if any of you are sitting there feeling that things aren't quite right, work on that feeling. Investigate it. Look beyond the normal channels, especially now that a lot of media is being brought up to stop independent reporting. So choose carefully. Use the wisdom of the elephant. Be wise in your decisions. And anyone who has only one message or division, have a closer look at what they are underneath, and especially if they're gaining money from it. Okay, have fun, have a good week, and like, subscribe, share if you can. I've gained a couple more followers the past couple of days, so thank you all for coming on board, and we will talk again soon.